everyone. So I get a lot of requests to show the wax melt videos. There's really, there's not a lot to it. It's kind of like melt and pour. You pick out your wax, you melt it, and you pour it pretty much. So there's really not much to say about, the process itself. It just doesn't take that long. I'm going to do a strawberry swirl cake batter ice cream, I think is what I'm calling it. So I realized I hadn't gotten my colorant. So I'm about 160. That one really cooled down. This one's still pretty hot. So I'm going to go ahead and add in some red to the hotter one. We'll see. I don't want it to be too in your face. A dark pink would be nice. That's nice. I think that'll work. And then I want the base to be kind of yellow. I really don't want it. I just want pale is basically what I'm going after. So I don't want it too crazy. I think I'll put a pinch of ivory in there. I always like ivory on the baked kind. Let's see. Of course it's going to take me forever to find it. I have to search through every one. It'll probably be the last bottle I look at. I can almost guarantee. So I'm only going to do about 1 drop. And I do prefer the liquid colorants. I just like how they... Whoa, hello. Well, now I can see what color it is, and it is the color I'm going for. So, okay. So I think you're seeing this all right. So now, I just want this one to be white. It's cooling off a little, but they're still pretty close to my desired temperature. So I'm going to add in the fragrance oil. And I'm just going to do it over here. The fragrance will usage rate is going to vary per wax, and temperatures vary. I tend to go with a harder wax, and it is a blend of my own. So this should be, let me think yeah, that's exactly right. So, basically, now I just need to sit here and stir this for a couple of minutes. That's my preferred timing. And it's funny how the fragrance oil always ends up kind of cooling it down and solidifying, but it always mixes back in. So I'm going to sit and stir this for just a little bit, and I'll be back. Okay, so it's ready to pour. And I have this new mold here. It is clean, it's just because I'm waxy here. It makes just a really nice block shape, and some people, depending on the strength, you'll want to either cut it, and I do have the hard wax, but I find that it cuts rather easy. It's not gonna, it's gonna fracture. It's not just gonna cut like butter or anything, but I find it plenty simple to do that. Just get a little paper towel underneath it. And so some people may put the whole thing in, and others may want to break it up into, 2 or 3 pieces. So here we go. So the first thing is we're going to get in the base color a little bit. And it will try to solidify pretty quickly on the bottom, but because it's metal, it will kind of heat itself back up. So I probably still have too much of the red. Just kind of want it to, you know, be in spots there. And let's see, let me try it. I'll see if I want to, yeah, this will be fine. Just kind of, it kind of breaks it up. Wow, that one had a lot of, that one had a lot of bubbles. We don't need all those bubbles in there. So now, I'm going to pour in some more of the base. And it's not going to be uber swirly. Of course, it's going to be right in the middle, so you're not going to really be able to tell. So I'm going to let that set for just a moment or two and see if we can get it to solidify a little. I have not perfected the art of swirling wax yet, in case anybody wonders. I'm no expert, that's for sure. I've done pretty well with the brittle, but haven't always done the best so far with this. It doesn't take long for it to start solidifying. That one's already gotten pretty hard. There's actually quite a bit left down in there. I'm going to try to smooth this out with my heat gun a little bit, just to get the top a little bit better. So now it has a divider set, kind of like a soap mold, which is fun. You push it down in, and they're plenty sharp, so it does get down in there and cut a little bit through that base layer that's already a little bit more solidified. Okay, so I think I'm going to do something a little bit different and add a little bit, because I didn't use as much as the red of the red. I think I'm going to do something a little bit different. So hold on and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of things here. So I really didn't have much left. I've heated up a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of drizzle it in between the spaces. You can use like a pipette. Actually works quite well to do little things like this. And it did actually swirl pretty nicely. I just need to remember not to use quite so much. You don't really need much for an accent color. It will do what it needs to do quite quickly with just a very little amount of wax. So these won't be as big as I intended, because I had some of that more red planned for this batch. But that's alright. When you have little things that happen like this that don't go according to plan, you know, it changes things and you come up with maybe an idea that you wouldn't have thought of before. So now this these wax melts are gonna have like little whipped dealios going on. So this is cooling down. I got a little bit more just plain white wax. And I think what I will do, I'm going to drizzle a little bit of it as well. So you'll fill this top up just a little bit more. I I could fill them all the way and kind of make them frosted, but I don't know. That's not really what I'm thinking here. So just have fun with it. That's what I say about soap and everything. Just have fun with it, because what you may consider is a failure, which, and I don't consider this a failure, but it didn't go according to kind of what I had in mind. But often those scents that you think you didn't like very much, or the design you don't think you liked very much, ends up being the one that everybody loves and just comes back for more and more. And so then that becomes your new norm, is to make it that way. Hopefully these will be fairly similar in weight. I always charge based on my smallest sized wax melt. That's just how you gotta do it. Okay, so basically, I have to see where the camera is here. You just start getting it a little bit thick. And just stir and stir. I have used, I've used the, what am I trying to say? The stick blender before with a whipped attachment, and I just don't feel like it's quite necessary. I think I get what I want typically just by cooling it down and stirring it. I think what I will do is smooth this out just a little bit, and I apologize, the heat gun makes my my lights flicker. A couple of these are looking just a mighty bit wonky. So I have these cutesy little strawberries. Now I did not make the top screen because that was going to be near to impossible. Alright, let's try one right in the middle, and let's just see. Oh dear. I have to heat up my spoon. Hold on. Alright, so let's try this. Put one right in the middle. We'll do a dollop like so. Well, you don't have sprinkles like you're supposed to. So I was thinking maybe some regular sprinkles and these pink sprinkles. And a bit of glitter. And we'll just see how it turns out, you know? Maybe it doesn't need quite as much of the white. I think I'm just going to go with the regular. I think I like it better, just the regular sprinkles. And then I do like to do glitter just so people don't get confused about whether it's like truly edible or not. Things do like to cool down rather quickly, as you can tell. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Now, I haven't made anything in quite some time, so you got to give me a little slack for being a little bit miscombobulated. Alright, so I think I'm going to add some hot wax to this, and I'll be back. Okay, so I kind of been doing a little bit here, but just finish them up. I kind of went with a little bit looser wax, so that I had a little bit more time to put the sprinkles and such on. A little bit more time to play. Now, I could have done this more whipped, obviously, but this is what it ended up being. This little strawberry mold is from Be Scented, in case you're interested. I'm very cute. The fragrance is my own blend. So these are going to be cute. I don't know I'm going to package them, but they're going to be cute. I do love the dessert type, the looking wax melts. Okay, so there we have it. Got the little guys made. And let me see if I can. I don't want to jostle this around too much. I'll come back. Okay, so here we have the wax melts. Looking super duper cute. Alright guys, I'll come back when they're ready to unmold. Okay, so it's time to unmold already. And it's very cold in my garage, so it doesn't really take very long. So this just slides right out. And a little of it does go out into the pan, but it's no big deal. So, see if I can tuck this into. I probably should have given it just a little bit more time. They are still, yeah, they're still a smidgen warm. But we'll just leave those edge ones. So there we have it. Look how cute. Got a little swirl going on. Turned out exactly how I was hoping as far as the swirl goes, but I didn't know that at the time. So if I'd let this sit for a little bit longer, like I said, it's still just a smidgen warm. These would have just, this would just slid right off and nothing would stick at all. That's why I like working with metal. Nothing actually sticks. And sometimes it can be a pain unmolding the silicone. They bend back and forth and they, well, what is it that they do? It's kind of like, I don't know, you get like a film on the molds or something. Oh, let's see. Those have cooled just a little, just bringing them out of the pan. Cools them off enough. I have to use my heat gun a little bit on the bottom of this pan. And these aren't exactly, you know, an even rectangle. You got some the sloped side there. But I think it's okay. I like it. Okay, so there we have it. We have got all sorts of cute little wax melts. I guess what I ought to do is weigh them. Just to see. So this one is 3.3 ounces. This is a middle one. So if here's an edge, that's 2.8. 3.2. So they do vary just a little. It's hard to get things exactly right, you know. 2.9. 2.9. That's 3.1. So, yeah. So there you have it. These are the strawberry swirl cake batter ice cream wax melts. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.